Welcome to Writing Measurable Annual Goals, a presentation designed to highlight and complement the August 2013 Writing Measurable Annual Goals Manual. This is Carolyn Smith-Gerdes, Assistant Director of Special Education for the Muskegon Area ISD. Both this presentation and the manual have been created to assist special educators in writing measurable goals that will positively impact and increase student achievement. We hope that these two documents provide you with the tools you need to help students with IEPs succeed in school and beyond. First of all, I believe it is important to address a myth that has been alive and well in Michigan for a long time. In the past, we believed that if short-term objectives were written in a measurable way, those objectives made the goal measurable. The key idea here is that this is not the case. We know from the IDEA and the MARS that both annual goals and short-term objectives must be written in measurable terms. It is important for special educators to have a strong foundation for writing measurable annual goals. This foundation starts with knowledge of the curriculum standards. In order to give your students access to the general curriculum, you must have a solid understanding of the standards. You must also have a good grasp of your students' strengths and the curriculum standards or portion of the standards they already have mastered. Combine your knowledge of the standards with data on student strengths and student needs to develop specific adverse impact statements which lead directly to the goals you are going to write. We used to view adverse impact as a general statement, such as, the student's delays in reading adversely affect their ability to progress in the general curriculum. We now know that this has never been the way to write adverse impact. Adverse impact is written specific to the student's need and gives direction for developing the measurable goal. For example, a student is able to identify key ideas in reading, but has difficulty using the ideas in writing a persuasive essay. Knowing this, your adverse impact statement might read as follows. The student's difficulty in summarizing key points in writing interferes with his or her ability to compose arguments in a persuasive essay. When writing measurable goals, be sure that each one contains the three components of performance, conditions, and criteria. Performance is observable. It is what you want the student to know and be able to do in the learning tasks involved in mastering the goal. Conditions describe the resources that are provided for the student to use in performing the learning tasks. Criteria is the measure used to determine when the student has mastered the goal. Collecting and reviewing data on all three components will inform your instruction, so you can make any adjustments needed to help the student reach the goal. The MARS requires us to write short-term objectives for each measurable annual goal. The Michigan Department of Education's Office of Special Education has indicated that either benchmarks or short-term objectives will meet this requirement. Benchmarks are often used in academic goals to establish timeframes and progress for meeting the goal. Short-term objectives are often used in functional goals to identify the skills the student needs to meet the goal. For additional detail on using benchmarks and short-term objectives, or other information contained in this presentation, check out the Writing Measurable Annual Goals Manual. In summary, I would like you to think about the importance of all that you do for students. Remember that the ultimate goal is for students to achieve the academic and social outcomes they need to succeed in adult life. Outcomes that are influenced by your professional practices as an educator. Writing measurable annual goals is not an end in itself. Instead, it is one of the most important tools you can utilize to help students move successfully into the roles of adult life. Thank you for participating in this presentation. If you have questions or would like more information, be sure to contact your special education director or supervisor.